year, new possibilities and new opportunities. I'm Adrian Atkinson. So happy to be with you once again. Thanks for choosing to join us on Jamaica Magazine. We look forward to your continued support in 2015. On today's pages, starting the new year right with good financial decisions and a resolution to buy Jamaican and build Jamaica. Those and much more in just a few minutes.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year, may we all have a vision now and then.
Motorists, know your rights as road users. If you're stopped by the police in a road check, the police have the right to ask for your driver's license and vehicle documents. If you don't have the documents on you, you can ask for 5 days to provide them at a convenient police station. If you don't have vehicle insurance, you can be prosecuted and face the court. If you fail to renew the registration license, the police are entitled to seize your vehicle. If the police wish to search your vehicle, they should tell you the reasonable grounds for wanting the search. If you are given a ticket, sign it only if you plan to pay the fine and not contest the charge in court. And please be reminded, children under 18 years must wear a seatbelt, even if they are seated in the back. Know your rights. Knowledge of the traffic road code makes it easier to work with the police as they do their job to make the roads safer for you and everyone else.
Good day, I'm Stacey Ann Smith, and this is your JIS News for Friday, January 2. Preliminary statistics have shown that there was a 16% reduction in serious and violent crimes in 2014. The Ministry of National Security reports that murders declined by 16%, shootings by 12%, rape by 23%, aggravated assault by 17%, and accusatory crimes by 10.5%. Police fatal shootings declined by 54%, and there was a 19% reduction in the number of arrests. National Security Minister Peter Bunting has commended the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Defence Force for their commitment to maintaining law and order in the country. He added that law enforcers could count on the support of the ministry during 2015 as stakeholders work together to reduce crime through the Unite for Change campaign. Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller is projecting that the Jamaican economy will record about 2.1% growth for the 2015-2016 financial year. In her New Year's message, the Prime Minister pointed to a number of initiatives that will help to propel the economy.
We will continue our economic reform program with a focus on creating a more robust environment for business expansion, job creation, and high levels of economic growth.
She added that the government would be paying keen attention to the country's physical infrastructure, which includes road repairs, advancing the construction of the North-South Highway, and privatizing the Kingston Container Terminal and the Norman Manley International Airport. The Prime Minister also indicated that the government would also focus on developing less expensive energy production plants and advancing the Partnership for Jamaica. Meanwhile, Governor-General Sir Patrick Allen has called on Jamaicans to do all they can to uplift themselves and the country. In his New Year's message, His Excellency encouraged everyone to make 2 New Year's resolutions: to develop an attitude of gratitude and to reach out to others with truthfulness, respect and human kindness.
Our path to success will demand self-sacrifice, willpower, focused, effective work and partnership.
In the meantime, Opposition Leader Andrew Holness urged the government to pay keen attention to health, education, energy, good governance and foreign policy.
I believe we can all agree that we want to see a healthy, educated, energy-efficient, economically growing Jamaica.
Self-employed persons will find it easier to file their tax returns following the introduction of a new SO4 form. The single form, which came into effect on January 1, can now be used to pay income and education taxes, as well as the NHT and NIS contributions of self-employed persons. It can be used to file annual tax returns for 2014, as well as the estimated return for 2015, which are both due on or before March 15. The new SO4 form is another of government's measures to make it easier for persons to do business in Jamaica. Taxpayers who need more information may call Tax Administration Jamaica's Customer Care Centre at 1-888-829-4357 or visit jamaicatax.gov.jm. Industry Minister Anthony Hilton has hailed the Jamaica Recycling Cooperative plant in Riverton City, St. Andrew, as a game-changing move for Jamaica.
I believe it is a catalyst not only for the recycling industry in Jamaica, but for the redevelopment of Riverton City itself.
The minister was speaking recently at the official launch of a recycling project to collect polyethylene terephthalate or PET containers, mostly plastic bottles, to be compacted and exported. The project is being implemented by a number of stakeholders, including the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation and Canadian company Turtle Island. Canadian High Commissioner to Jamaica, His Excellency Robert Reddy, said the Canadian government was pleased to be a part of the project.
This will result in increased employment and better quality of life in targeted communities. At the same time, this project will eliminate unsightly plastic garbage from the local environment.
12 full-time workers and 50 part-time bottle suppliers have already been employed. And finally, come January 5, passengers who pay concession fares on Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC buses will no longer be allowed to pay for another passenger. This means that all students and senior citizens will need to have their own cards to get concessionary rates on JUTC buses. Concession passengers are therefore urged to get their smarter cards by January 5. JUTC smarter cards are available at the Halfway Tree Transport Centre, Spanish Town Bus Park, East Parade in downtown Kingston, and Portmore Pines Plaza in St. Catherine. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stacey Ann Smith. Thank you for watching.
Stimulating growth and employment is at this time the highest priority.
And Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller made sure that agenda continued in 2014. Catch highlights of the year that was in the office of the Prime Minister on Monday, January 5 in Jamaica Magazine.
If one of your New Year's resolutions is to spend your money wisely, why not begin with that 20 US or Canadian dollar you're anticipating for you? And what about your first paycheck in 2015? Start by setting aside a small portion for savings. Start the year right. Every mickle make a muckle. More tips on making smart financial decisions are coming up next.
Yo, star, me have got a party there now, and guess what? I can outfit.
But that 8G for me when one shot.
Red, hard one. Ah boy, them things are too important for me to take the money and go buy foolishness.
Jano star, what me offer?
It's the no money but enough things to buy period. How do you balance the equation? The first thing you need to do is create a budget and stick to it. It's just a matter of looking at your expenditures and how you're going to pay for them.
Well, first of all, you need to pay yourself first. For the absolutely critical expenses like your utility bills, your rent, putting aside the money for your bus fare and your taxi fare and your lunch, those need to come out, because at the end of the day, if you don't have those, then you probably won't have a job.
Then you need to set aside money for a rainy day, just in case something unexpected occurs.
If my living expenses is 30% of my income, then I need to have, roughly that amount set aside. Roughly maybe 4 or 5 times that amount set aside in a rainy day fund or in an account that I'm not going to touch.
Pencil, paper and a calculator will do the trick. But if you want to be a little more techno-savvy than that, you can use Microsoft Excel or an online budget calculator.
By writing it down or by putting it down on paper, you will be able to see where it is that you can actually make some savings, because you will recognize that, oh, I've been spending 5% of my income on whatever it is, which is not a necessity.
You might argue that you take advantage of discounts in order to cut back on expenses, but that discount may not quite be the bargain you think.
It may be that that retailer or that person selling that item actually had a higher price than the average in the market, and what they have done is given a discount, and their discount has just come back in line with market, while if you had shopped around, you would have gotten it for a much cheaper price.
Also, the product may not be of a high quality, so look more closely at those so-called discounts. Now, from time to time, you hear people complaining that they cannot save. Their expenses far outweigh their income. So is saving really realistic? Yes, it is. This adage couldn't have phrased it better. One cocoa, full basket.
It's not true that you need to have $10,000 to start. You can start with 100, 500. You just put it aside and you keep adding to it. Because if you think about it, if someone were to come to you every day and beg you for $1 for 20 years, how much money would that be?
Another suggestion, ignore things that aren't important or absolutely necessary.
Okay, I go out and I see that bag or that shoe or that shirt that I want to buy. I think I really need it, but then when I think about the fact that I have $500 saved and I really wanted to have $1,000 saved by the end of the month, and if I buy the shirt, then obviously I'm subtracting away from my saving or my investment, and you make the sacrifice.
Now, savings should not be confused with investments.
Saving is basically taking your money and putting it in a safe investment. So the primary objective there is preservation of your principal or your capital. So your objective is not to lose it, but it's also not to grow it significantly. So you're not taking on a lot of risk. Investing now is when you have a plan and you're trying to reach an objective, and then you're trying to work out what is the rate that I need to earn in order to achieve this objective.
Let's put it another way. For savings, you pretty much get back what you put in. For investment, you get that and more. After building up your savings, then you can invest. When investing, you first need to determine the type of investor you are. You can be conservative, moderate, or aggressive. Then with the help of an investment advisor, you can choose the type of investment you want to go into. Some examples include money market investments, unit trusts, mutual funds, stocks, bonds, or equities.
And that portfolio mix will allow you to achieve your goal with the help of a financial advisor.
Another way to make money is by getting a part-time, one-off, or consultancy job. But we all know that too much work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, so it's quite okay to treat yourself. Then there's the issue of a salary increase. Approach it from a business perspective.
I'm here to discuss the possibility of a salary increase.
Okay, let's discuss it. Say the company were to consider giving you an increase in salary. What added value could you bring to the table?
I would take on additional responsibilities, implement cost-saving measures, and also improve my efficiency.
If the firm is not earning more, whether through cost savings or through additional revenue, it's going to be very difficult for the firm to continue with the same cost base to pay more to employees. That's just a fact of life.
So resolve to make smart financial decisions. Learn about personal finances. Don't procrastinate.
So for each day that goes by that you run up that credit card bill more and don't pay off those high debt credit card bills or any high cost debt that you have, is actually costing you money.
It's all about making sacrifices in the short term to achieve your long-term goal. Create a budget and stick to it. Save and invest. Buy things that are necessary. Choose your discounts carefully and find legitimate ways of making extra income.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
That should continue to be our mantra in the year 2015. After all, we do want to achieve goal number 3 of Vision 2030, a prosperous Jamaican economy. Take a look at some of the excellent food options produced right here in Jamaica.
An agricultural sector steeped in a tradition of excellence, ripe for expanded production, energized to tap into new markets. A nation of champions. Food. For most, that probably means the broad label for just about every edible item we humans consume. Now, Jamaicans fully agree to this, but in the lingua of the island, food is also a specific term for the side dishes that accompany the main course of Jamaican meals. You might also hear them called ground or grung provisions: yam, potato, sweet or Irish, dasheen, cocoa, cassava, and others that are staples of the island's agricultural output. Farmers, supported by government and strong private groups, plant and harvest these crops for the discerning Jamaican consumer and a reliable export market. As the world marvels at the lightning speed of the likes of Usain Bolt and Veronica Campbell-Brown, many have asked, is it in the food? Perhaps the yellow yam?
969. When we roast the yellow yam, when we roast the yellow yam, and we slice it in a two, and we slice it in a two.
The skin is brown, sometimes black, and some say scaly. Peel away the outer layer and get to the heart of its starchy goodness. There you'll find fulfillment and a taste that is as distinctive as the indescribable talent of our trailblazing athletic stars. More importantly, in the heart of our yams are essential nutrients for healthy living: vitamins C and B6, potassium, manganese, fiber, and iron. These nutrients converge in several varieties of the Jamaican yam, a tuber with off-white, purple, white, yellow, and sometimes red flesh, depending on the variety. For every type of yam, there is a uniquely Jamaican name, like renta, yampi, moonshine, or afu. Whatever the name, they're all edible, just so long as you cook them first. And with thousands of acres of fertile land, yam production is an island-wide vocation in Jamaica. But you might be surprised, or not, to know that the most popular yam-producing parish, Trelawney, is also the home of the world's fastest man.
Corrected to 969, the relax. Usain Bolt, tremendous running by this man. Work all night.
From jerk to curry recipes, Jamaican cooking is all about the spices, sourced right on the island. With the support of the state entity responsible for managing all things agricultural, the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, Jamaica's spice producers are on the verge of stamping a bolder mark on the competitive international industry, with many programs unfurling to increase the production of traditional spices like ginger, turmeric, nutmeg, and pimento, and non-traditional spices such as hot peppers and onion. And the possibilities are bountiful. Take ginger and turmeric, for example. Both grow with relative ease almost anywhere on the island. In fact, travel to some places in Jamaica and you can find turmeric growing wild, unfettered by any environmental condition that could stunt its growth. Whether for use as a condiment, for its healing properties, or simply for coloring, consumers worldwide can't seem to get enough turmeric. Global trade in turmeric has been trending up, and so have prices. As for Jamaican ginger, it has long been considered among, if not the best in the world. Current global demand for Jamaican ginger is estimated at 21,000 metric tons in its fresh form and 4,200 tons dried, and there's room for growth. Jamaica is a tiny giant in the world of agro-processed foods. Island producers are dishing out big, unique flavors, employing ingenuity and utilizing the support of state agencies to steadily eke out more of the international market for these goods. Jamaican companies like Central Food Packers are making a mark on this agricultural offshoot, exporting quality canned, bottled and baked foods to markets in North America, the United Kingdom, Canada and the Caribbean. Included in the mix are mild to spicy hot sauces, jams and jellies, a must if you want to proclaim your Jamaicanness. Ackee, delivered to you in a can, and for a bit of green delight, callaloo canned in brine. Then there are some unique Jamaican spreads for your breads and biscuits, like a dab of Solomon Gundy or a spoonful of delicious mango, sorrel or tamarind chutney. And let's not forget the roots wines. Jamaica's value-added agro-processors are engaged in other sweet pursuits. Companies like Honeykiss are churning out all-natural honey confections. As they'll tell you, and you can taste for yourself, pure Jamaican wildflower honey is infused with just a choops of natural unique fruits, vegetables and spices, ginger, Blue Mountain coffee, pimento, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper. Sweet, aromatic, rich, strong are entirely inadequate labels. Have a taste of authentic Jamaican honey and what you'll get is a pure, honest flavor, aroma and taste, and medicinal benefits that make healthy living absolutely enticing. So, what's your delight? Whatever it is, Jamaican farmers and end producers are uniquely and creatively positioned to deliver. In this land of wood and water, champions are not just made for the tracks, they're also found in the fields and in the shopping carts of discerning consumers the world over.
Enjoy yourself in your homeland, a little more. I and I rope in, go rubber dub it, wanna I will lick a scene.
When using an automated banking machine ABM, ensure the machine is in a location you are comfortable with, and when you enter, be sure to close the door. Examine the machine before you insert your debit card, and never enter your card if the machine has a suspicious device attached to it. More important, don't allow strangers to assist you in conducting a transaction. And remember, treat your debit card like cash. Keep it in a safe place.
Agriculture continues to be one of the growth areas for the government, having recorded double-digit growth figures in 2014. One way to keep the momentum going is to inculcate that agricultural spirit in the youngsters while promoting entrepreneurship.
Did you know that a goat eats 3 times more than a cow? Didn't know. Me either. Well, my name is Amanda Forbes, and today I'll be sharing some information with you about goat care and management. Now follow me. Well, this is my grandfather's goat pen, and this is where I learned, well, some of the things that I learned about for goat care and management, and I'll be teaching you more about the goats in this pen. They're very friendly. Well, this pen was created like this, and it has lots of holes inside of the caves because goats love rocky area to get exercise in, right? So when they go up inside the pen, it protects them from the rain, and they get a lot of exercise because they're actually going up and down on the hillsides. And they actually love this type of environment where they can interact with each other. You can actually tell the age of a goat by its teeth, and especially when it has the first 2 front teeth pop out, you know that it's 1 year old. But when it starts to get spaced, you can actually tell the age. But when it has no teeth, you can actually know that it's months old. It's not really a year old, it's very young, despite how big they seem.
Only 15 years of age, Amanda already has a wealth of knowledge in the care and management of goats. And in addition to being mentored by her grandfather, she has learned some of this information from her association with the Jamaica 4-H Club. In engaging hundreds of clubites through schools across the island, the 4-H Club is grooming youngsters like Amanda to pursue agriculture as a viable career option, and she's a believer.
Well, I would like to go to the University of the West Indies, UWI, and I would like to try to follow in the career of biotechnology and in veterinary service of caprine. Caprine is the veterination of goats, as I said before, and I would like to do biotechnician. This is when you do, this is genetic engineering.
Amanda's passion to care for animals started when she was much younger. She could be seen caring for her dogs when they were hurt.
I used to have these medicines in the house that I would actually treat them with. Then Grandpa would say, no, let her treat them myself, because he had the treatment for them.
This young St. Anne resident and student of Fern Court High School is destined for great things in the future. But today, she's our teacher.
Do you know how to select a goat? Well, I'll teach you about that. For, you say, a doe, you make sure that she's sturdy on the legs, just like that one over there. See the one standing on the stone? Sturdy on the legs, but you should have a wide barrel and a well-developed chest. And make sure that the udder is well attached. It's big and tender and soft udders, so the kids can actually get some nice milk from it. In preparation for breeding, actually, you should expose the does to fresh pastures, fresh green pastures, so you can get lots of succulent plants. Then afterwards, you give it like 1 to 2 pounds of 12 to 16% CP, that is concentrated protein from the industries. Then you deworm and delouse them, and then you give them some vitamin supplements so they can be sturdy and very active, so they can get to do what they want to do, you know what I mean.
This natural talent comes also the comedic side to Amanda, which she uses to entertain her friends.
When I'm down like this, they make me smell like this. But they said, you sure you don't want to do a thing? They said you could fit in, and I said,
There are 3 things that matter most to Amanda.
I love school, and I love my best friends, really. And I enjoy working with animals very much.
So much is that love for the care of animals that she was awarded the Jamaica 4-H Club Championship Trophy for Goat Care and Management at the 2014 National Expo. She is now the national representative in this category. With this knowledge and that which she will acquire in her future studies as a veterinarian, Amanda hopes to help her grandfather with his goats. And there are other plans.
And I would like to apply to the Japanese embassy for the scholarship that they're offering, and then I would like to get a job over there and here if it's possible. Then I could actually promote the industry of goat production from Jamaica to Japan.
And so in her spare time, she reads manga, a Japanese comic that helps her to learn the language and culture. Amanda's forward-thinking approach is one that's embraced by the government, as it positions the agriculture sector for growth and sets up a promising future for the youth.
Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. In a pen, you should make sure that the feeders are designed in a way so to discourage the goats from stepping on the feeds or fecal contamination. And you should make sure that when they are going out to a pasture, I would recommend that the pasture have like grassland like this. I wouldn't like them to actually grow on the ground, because you're actually risking the goats to ingest worms, and you wouldn't like that because this will formulate in a loss later on.
The youths, positioning themselves to make a difference and continue the growth in agriculture.
That's how we close today's edition of Jamaica Magazine for this, the first Friday of 2015. Thanks for making us a part of your Friday evening routine. Do continue to post your feedback on our social media platforms. You may also browse our website, jis.gov.jm, and watch this and other shows on our YouTube channel. I'm Adrian Atkinson, wishing you and yours a prosperous 2015.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.